Welcome to MSV Movie Mania. This is our season finale. I am your host, Alex.
I'm your host, Ricky. And welcome to the greatest review show of all time.
Yes, it is. So today we're going to be reviewing two films
that you have not seen fully.
I have seen the majority of both. Okay, so we are going to be going over Man of Steel and Ricky, what's the other one?
What We Do in the Shadows.
All right, so we all know Man of Steel. Ricky, what is What We Do in the Shadows?
It is a independent, supposed to be a documentary film. It came out last February, and it's about a documentary, or supposed to be a documentary, about a group of vampires living in a flat in New Zealand. Oh my God! We'll talk about it, but
Very interesting premise.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so we'll dig into that.
But first, we're gonna talk about. We didn't have time to go. I saw Batman and Superman twice. Alex hasn't seen it, so we're gonna wait to talk about that in the fall when he's gonna tear it apart. I'm gonna love it.
I do.
Now we're gonna talk about the first film, the DC Extended Universe, Man of Steel. After being sent away by his parents from his dying planet, alien Kal-El / Clark Kent is raised on Earth by a couple of farmers and eventually finds love in a reporter, Lois Lane, who has deducted the truth about him. But when his father's old nemesis / killer, General Zod, comes to Earth with plans of destroying our world and human life as we know it, Clark must become Superman, save his new home and his people. The supporting cast includes Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Christopher Meloni, and Russell Crowe. God, what a cast. Man of Steel was released on June 14, 2013. The film received mixed reviews from critics, scoring a 58 on Rotten Tomatoes, but still managed to gross over $600 million worldwide. All right, I would say, Alex, what do you think of it? But I know up until a week ago you loved this movie.
Yeah,
but
that was a very dramatic narration for the film. Thank you. So up until about a week ago, I really enjoyed this film. And then once I actually sat down with Ricky to talk about
the episode?
Talk about the episode and really dig into the movie like I used to. I don't like it as much. I really realize just how many things stand out and how they don't really make sense or just don't fit into the story or what Superman in the past has been, which of course I'll dig into more.
That'll give you.
Yeah. Ricky, what was your opinion?
I think this is a very misunderstood movie. I misunderstood the first time I saw it. I love this movie. I agree that the film has problems, but I really think it's a really well-directed, action-packed, epic movie. And it's a good starting point for the DCE. Yes, I agree. The first time I saw it, I didn't love it, but then I kind of saw it again, saw more of what they were going for. I agree the plot is kind of overstuffed. All right, let's talk about the whole film from beginning to end. All right, now...
Would you say that the film maybe misunderstood itself? It seemed like it might have packed too much into the time slot.
That I would say, yes.
And maybe varied a little bit too far from... the traditional Superman.
Yeah. I think the Krypton, as much as I love the Krypton part of the movie, I think it's way too overstuffed plot-wise. Because I still don't understand that. I've seen the movie like 5 times.
I still have not seen the majority of the Krypton part, so...
Yeah, and you
no idea what you're talking about.
You haven't seen the opening of the movie?
Nope.
All right, well, Jor-El explains later on. There's like, they went mining for outposts in thousands of years ago, and to get life for Krypton, and that's fine. All right, fine. But then they introduced a really weird thing about how babies were born genetically for a single purpose, and apparently Kal-El or Superman is the first
natural
birth in centuries.
Yeah.
We don't need that. The plot of Superman is that 2 scientists save their son from a planet. We don't need it's because they love him. We don't need all the it's perfectly simple. We don't need all the throwing the General Zod stuff. Fine, that's fun and exciting, but we don't need all the like the backstory of genetics and stuff.
I do think the whole, individuals are bred for one purpose in life.
Yeah.
Very interesting, pretty unique compared to any other superhero films. However, when they got into the whole codex and how the codex is in Clark Kent's DNA or whatever,
the point of the codex is it's something the bad guys need. That's all I pretty much know about it.
Yeah, but it feels like it's there just for the sake of them needing something other than just to kill Superman.
No, you're right. It's an interesting concept, but for something that's such a small part of the plot, do we need it? Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right, but over stuff back, and also the one scene when Jor-El's swimming. I know you haven't seen this. Jor-El is swimming through the field of genetically grown babies, and
that sounds disgusting.
You know what it is, dude? It's exactly like the Matrix. You know in the Matrix when Keanu Reeves wakes up?
Oh, and he comes out of the can of jelly or whatever.
It's exactly like that. Even there's like red pods on streams, and it's...
Okay, because the way you just made the sound was Russell Crowe is swimming through a pool of babies.
Oh, God, no, that sounded bad.
That sounded and imagined hilarious in my mind.
No, it's shot for shot from the Matrix.
Interesting.
So that stuff's cute. But no, the Krypton opening I thought was awesome overall. I know you haven't seen it, but it was... normally the story of Krypton is so, like, it's very talky, which is fine, all right. But then, and that's how it starts off. It's Jor-El, Russell Crowe.
Was there any reference to the humans on Earth like there was in the original Superman?
They do mention humans. Not Jor-El and his wife mention human. They send to Earth because humans are an intelligent population, and because they look up the structure on the map.
So are the Kryptonians technically human, like they are in the original? Or are they completely different species?
Oh, that I have no idea.
Because in the originals, they like kind of hinted at the fact that maybe Krypton populated Earth and then like abandoned it in some way.
Oh, that I don't know. That they mentioned in Man of Steel.
Okay.
I think it's just kind of a coincidence that they look so much like.
Damn good coincidence.
Yeah, but true. But no, but because it starts off kind of talky. He's talking to the council, which all right, fine. But then out of nowhere, you see the back of the council room explodes, and Zod's men come, blast through the security guards, and blast some of the council members. And I think that's awesome. How I was such a pleasant surprise how action-packed Krypton opening. I was not expecting to be action-packed.
Of course, Ricky gets excited at the first explosion, without any context to it, according to what you just said. Of course.
That's
Before
fair.
you go off on a rant.
But what I'm saying, I love that Zack Snyder, or I guess it would be the writers in this case, kind of took I love how them taking liberties with, that's one of the main things I love about the movie. I love them taking liberties with the material. How
it sounds like they took a lot of liberties.
Some are better than others. I'll agree with you. Like, one of my favorite parts about the film is that Lois Lane finds out his identity in the first movie. It's not like the old movie series when it's like 5 or 6 movies and she never finds out.
Yeah.
Or she finds out and she forgets. No, I love that she finds out. I love that Krypton becomes like this whole civil war going on. Jor-El, Russell Crowe, becomes an action hero. He's fighting. You see him take out 5 guys in the course of 30 seconds. Then goes like there's like a whole civil war going on. So he's like him and the Avatar bird are like going through explosion, through ships. It's visually awesome. I like Zack Snyder as a director.
But then after all this Russell Crowe stuff, being Bruce Willis or whatever, for the rest of the film he's just the most boring character you've ever seen.
But that's not because he dies on Krypton. What we see is just a computer for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but some of the stuff he says as a computer later in the film made no sense.
After then he steals the codex in the underwater scene. Then he jumps off a cliff with explosions behind him. I love the shot later. The planet's exploding, and the wife's walking into the doorway. The camera follows her, and the court trials. Not that this is a bad thing. The court trials like taking like right from the old Superman movie.
Yeah.
Except no Jor-El. Like Zod saying, "Your son, I will find him."
He says that 17 times, and then we cut. So Krypton's pretty much destroyed.
Yeah.
Let's talk about when Kal-El, as a child, all the flashbacks.
Yeah, the film, that was an interesting approach. It goes from flashback to present. I like the flashbacks. It's like the show Smallville, only instead of 10 years, it takes like 20 minutes of screen time. Kevin Costner was, the parents were Kevin Costner and Diane Lane. They were both great. The film's written by David S. Goyer, who I don't think is a very good writer.
I mean, he wrote Man of Steel and they accepted it, so he's got to be pretty good. But
all the problems you're having with the film are...
Yes, but I'm just a cynic, and I hate films that I love. Anyway.
What the hell does that mean?
We'll figure it out one day. So...
MSV movie mania in a nutshell. Anyway, as long as we're talking about the film in chronological order, let's talk about the death of Jonathan Kent.
Oh, Kevin Costner.
Yeah. I like the death... Well, in like most Superman stories, the concept is he dies of a heart attack, and that's like the one thing Superman, for all his power, he can't save him.
He can't save him, so he turns himself to save other people at all costs.
I like that, but I like what they did here, too.
I did not like this one at all.
No, but the point is, he wants what's best for his son. He doesn't want his son to reveal his powers in a, and there's something bad happening to him. So he sacrifices his life. And that was almost a kind of powerful moment because he tells Lois this story to convince her not to write the article. A man literally gave his life, a man I loved literally gave his life to keep this a secret. Are you going to, and like in a kind of nice way, he says like, are you going to make that sacrifice for naught, or?
Yeah.
What
I didn't like is that the death of Kevin Costner, whatever the guy's name is, Kent. What's his first name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan Kent. What I didn't like is he just leaves, denies Clark the chance to save him. And if Clark did decide, everyone's distressed, they won't really notice me going 1,000,000 miles an hour to save him and then come back, is his dad going to be mad at him? How can you, hey, you saved my life, I hate you. How does that conversation go? Actually, I take that back. I'm realizing now that might also affect, and I haven't seen Batman vs. Superman, but that command to not help might kind of foreshadow the government on Superman.
Maybe. You'll have to wait and see.
Well, yeah, I have to wait and see.
All I'll tell you about Batman and Superman is the hurricane blew him out to the Arctic.
No idea what that means, but whatever.
Okay, well, you'll see. But anyway, all right, so then after that, the film's pretty much set in the present. Where the hell does it start off?
It starts off,
he's on the
Clark's
ship.
working in a bar.
No, it starts off with him in the oil rig.
Right.
It's pretty much just, I don't know what the time span is, but him going from place to place, and I like that. I thought I liked that stuff. He finally meets Lois Lane in the Arctic. He gets this ship.
I forgot about that oil rig scene. That was really good, actually.
What scene?
The oil rig.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
That was a fun scene.
And then he ends up working at this top secret military base.
Well, he hears the generals over talk about it. And he's just there to move luggage, supposedly.
Just happens to land a job there.
Yeah. I like how there's a reason why Zod comes to Earth now, because he activates, when Superman activates the ship.
That's right. In the original, didn't he just happen to land there?
Yep.
That's some bad luck.
I forget. I haven't seen the original in so many years, but yeah, there's a plot-based reason why Zod comes now. Superman, he gets the suit, which one problem I have a problem with is that Jor-El says, "You're the first natural birth in centuries. That's why we risked so much to save you."
Makes no
I
sense.
thought it was because he was your son and you loved him. I don't. Whatever.
Why would that affect his opinion? Come on, Ricky. Anyway, speaking of the suit, I hate the scene so much.
Why is that, Alex?
When he puts in the little Krypton USB into the computer, and this ship is 1,000 or more years old. You telling me Krypton technology didn't change over 1,000 years, that his little USB thing won't fit into that USB port?
All right, I know.
They just stop advancing at some point?
No, I understand that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
Anyway, the stupidest part of that scene is after he talks to Jor-El and they have that weird, "Oh, it's so nice to see you growing up, but you're dead. You're a computer."
Oh, come on. That's always been Superman, even with Marlon Brando.
Anyway, even that's not the stupidest part. The stupidest part is when he's like, oh, you're supposed to be here to save people. And he opens up the door and the Superman suit just happens to be there. As if they planned ahead 4,000 years that Kal-El will come to this ship and get the suit and save all humanity on Earth. It makes no sense.
Maybe there was an L who was there?
What?
Like, the last name was L. Maybe there was an L that... Maybe a family member was there, he left behind the suit?
And it just happens to fit him perfectly. Remember, he's not genetically
It's
made.
Superman,
He's
man.
He's the first
freaking-
natural birth, which means his stuff should be all over the place, genetically. It just happens to fit perfectly into that suit.
All right.
Also,
well,
why is his suit the only suit that has
moving on.
red and blue and that little bit of yellow? Everyone else's suit is
All
pure
right,
black.
moving on. All right.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Anyway,
What happens? Okay.
after that, he flies around for fun.
Yeah.
That was cool.
He tells Lois don't write the story. I like that. I love when Zod comes to Earth. I love the direction of that scene. So it becomes like a like an old horror movie, like with the
And he broadcasts all around the world.
Yeah, no, but they have the TV on the Kent house, like this, and they slowly push. That was a very fun scene.
Yeah.
No, one thing that bothers me about the movie is how Lois is always everywhere the plot needs her to be. Like
Yeah.
Zod's right-hand woman says, "We need you to come on the ship." Why? Why? It's never explained.
To drive the plot forward and to have Russell Crowe have some fake computerized bonding with her.
She says, "I'm
weird.
sorry, Superman. They stuck something in my head that read my mind. Like, when did that happen?" She's on the airship at the end. She's at the train station at the end, or whatever. Superman's. All right.
Can I point out my biggest issue with this film?
Yeah.
The original Superman costume, bright red boots, weird blue leotard, with some red underwear on the outside. What is wrong with that?
It's 2013, and
I don't care. They took away the red underwear. He looks
stupid.
stupid. Yeah, I understand how I sound, but it's annoying.
All right.
I want the red underwear. Oh my god. Anyway, so they should have kept the red underwear. That's all I'm gonna say.
Moving on from your fetish.
Nothing says Henry Cavill like some nice red underwear. Anyway, so we've been on.
I love the parts of him on the ship. No, I'm sorry. Lois and Jor-El on the ship. Lois and Jor-El team up to fight. Well, I would never saw that coming. And Amy Adams, Russell Crowe, seeing them together. One of the best scenes is he threatens Martha, like friendship. Superman he sees his mom's danger, rams Zod, throws him through power plants, hits him 10 times. You think you threaten my mother?
You see all of your favorite brands in the world just destroyed by this fight.
The Smallville battle was a lot of product placement. It was a very good action scene, but
Staples gets destroyed, Sears gets destroyed, Walmart,
7-Eleven,
7-Eleven, IHOP gets destroyed twice.
There's the IHOP. There's a U-Haul van.
Nothing says save the world like some nice pancakes from IHOP.
They literally go inside the restaurant, and it's all very neat. And
Yeah, aside from where they flew in, everyone's just chilling, enjoying their pancakes.
No, I know I'm complaining about the film a lot because it's dumb, but I really do love it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the final battle.
Okay. I'm thinking Metropolis is based off New York City.
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
That one shot of just a good square mile of space just obliterated. Everything is powder, no buildings are left, nothing. How many people did Superman kill in this film?
Zod killed.
Okay, they both had to slam into a few people when they were jumping through buildings.
Well, all the stuff in this crater you're talking about, that was because of Zod's machine.
Yes.
And in Batman Superman, they say it was thousands of people who died.
But thank God he saved Lois Lane. He could have saved so many more people.
Who was on the plane miraculously.
Yeah, we could do without her. How much does she contribute to the story of Superman, aside from...
No, I think, she has a good part in the story. It doesn't always make sense why she's in the story, but she does a lot. It's Batman and Superman also, I don't want to say, but I really like the fact... I agree it was too dark. Like, I know there's some people who, like there's a building that's about to fall on some people. You think Superman's about to come save them, but nope.
Nope, it's just whatever.
Crushed people. I thought it was a very good scene. It is a little dark for Superman. Like, you literally see a missile go into a thing of a bunch of civilians.
Yeah, and then you got Christopher Maloney kills himself, and what's her name?
Oh yeah, Dr. Hamilton dies
Yeah.
also. I like in the opening second scene of Batman and Superman is we see Bruce Wayne going through this out there that day, and it's a very fun scene. I watched like on the same screen as Man of Steel, like on YouTube, Man of Steel and Batman and Superman, and you see every time a jet is shot down in Man of Steel, 20 seconds later you see that crash down right by Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne, and that scene's also very, very dark, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next season.
Yeah, but
So,
I thought it was a very good action scene overall, even though it was way too dark. Superman and Zod's fight was
brutal.
It was great. It was a very well directed scene. The dialogue was terrible.
Of course.
You're a monster, Zod, and I will stop you.
No, you won't.
And then you die or I do. And then you got the controversial scene of when he snapped his neck.
Yeah, I don't really know what my opinion on that is yet.
But if he just did it out of nowhere, that would be one thing. But he's like, they make it very. I think it's okay.
Superman directly contributes to saving maybe 7 people in the entire film. He indirectly contributes to the deaths of thousands.
One thing that's funny in Batman and Superman, they make very clear that no people are harmed because like when the stuff's going down at the end, Anderson Cooper's like, fortunately, it's at night. It's nighttime, so no people in the area. And then they're trying to
People don't live in the area?
I don't want to describe it too much, but then you see Batman talking with Alfred. Alfred, I'll get so and so on this island. There are no people there to get hurt. Anyway, Zack Snyder's like a lot of heat for.
Yeah.
Anyway, point being, I thought Superman killing Zod was okay because they emphasized that he doesn't want to do it at all, and that if he doesn't, this family will die. If that wasn't there, then yeah, it would have been brutal for no reason. But because they emphasized that he needs to do it, he's crying about it even beforehand, but he needs to do it to save the family. I like that.
It is pretty funny though that after that entire fight scene, he kills him with a neck snap. After everything.
A super neck snap.
Yeah. Anyway, we've been on Superman for a while.
Yeah.
So Ricky,
Alex, what do you currently think about the movie out of 10?
I hate it more than I did 3-4 days ago. I'm going to give it a 6. It was entertaining. It was flashy. It was high budget.
6 is pretty good.
Story was not really. Story was maybe on your end. My end, no. Anyway, story was okay. However, there were way too many, like pure coincidences. Too many, just holes in the story. I'm forgetting the word. Inconsistencies.
Yeah.
What was yours?
I misunderstood it the first time I watched it, but now I really love it. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that averages to 8 out of 10, which is very good.
Still too high. All right, so that's Man of Steel.
Now, the other film we did this week was a much smaller film, much smaller, called What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, it's a mockumentary about 4 vampires living in a New Zealand suburb.
Yeah, New Zealand flat. The premise of this movie is brilliant, and it's executed brilliantly. I love this movie. I thought it was hilarious.
It's a good parody as well as an homage to like the weird vampire trend that's been happening in the past decade.
Yeah, like Twilight, which they mentioned.
Finally, it's slowing down. It's all zombies now, though.
The only jokes that didn't really do it for me were like the horror-based jokes. A lot of they couldn't go in. They need to be invited in. I had to look that up because I didn't get it.
There is a lot of like more dry humor in it.
That I like. No, that's the stuff I like. Well, I liked a lot of the horror stuff, like when they're chasing Nick around the house and early on. That stuff didn't do as much for me because I'm not a fan of horror movies. I don't dislike them, but I'm not a fan of horror movies, so a lot of horror movie jokes didn't land for me. But overall, I thought the premise was brilliant, and then there was the opening shot is Deacon. He reaches out. You hear the alarm clock going off. He reaches out of the coffin, starts like hitting around the alarm.
Ninja rises up.
Yeah. He couldn't get up all the way. All right,
It was funny.
Oh, it was very funny. Oh my God. I just really looked this up the other day. Turns out this was a small short film they did back 10 years prior. Same cast, same crew.
And I'm assuming they just got a bigger budget and redid
Though
it.
that film had no budget. This film, it does have a little bit more budget.
As I said, the humor was kind of dry. It wasn't like British dry. It's like I'm able to laugh right away because I understand it. It's not like in, say, The King's Speech where I got to pause it and think for 10 seconds to figure out a joke.
Yeah. Well, what I love about it is, the funny thing is how seriously they take it, which is funny because of how, obviously, outlandish it is. Like, you got the zombies, they're going around on the streets interviewing other zombies, like, the girl who's, like, sucking blood out of the guys, like, I was like, oh yeah, you're zombie. Oh yeah, I'm zombie. Well, this guy, he's dead. Yeah. We used to work together, and
I thought it was so funny that they incorporate like the actual camera crew into the script.
oh yeah, the camera crew has to wear crucifixes. But no, the best line in the
They
movie.
get attacked at the end.
The best line in the movie is just when Nick comes and it's like, are you flying in here? Do you want to draw attention to us? Like, draw attention. You have a whole camera crew following you around. All right, bits and pieces. I know we're running out of time. Bits and pieces I like. The werewolves. I know you didn't see them. They were so funny. There's the one scene. He's like, they're like another gang. They fight and then they kind of argue. And like, he's like, why don't you go smell your own crotches? Like, oh, we don't. That's not our thing. We smell each other's crotches, and that's the thing. And the guy hits it like, dude, there's a camera crew right there. We got then it's like a dude throws a stick when the werewolves goes running, and they're regular people. Just and then at the end they run into them again. It's like, all right, everyone, dude, where's your track pants? You know how big you get when you transform. It's like, do you they were in this. It's like, all right, okay, full moon. Everyone, take off any piece of clothing you don't want to get ripped. Jared, I take off that sweatshirt. You know how your wife gets. Like, Jay, that's not a big enough tree. You gotta, it's not gonna hold you.
I think my two favorite scenes, and the second one isn't really a scene. It's the introduction, where who is it that's going around the flat?
Deacon.
Deacon is going around the flat, opening the door for everyone, and they all freak out at him.
Well, the one guy's upside down. The other guy is
doing some other stuff.
Stu. How everyone loves Stu.
Yeah, Stu, and then pretty much every interaction between Nick and Jackie, I thought was great.
Oh yeah. Wait, I mean, I'm getting my characters mixed up.
Nick
Nick and Jackie are
the ex-boyfriend and
oh, that was funny. Yeah.
Woman, the human.
Yeah. Okay.
Maid or whatever.
Yeah.
They were great.
There's so many great parts I'm not even getting to, but fortunately, as you said, you haven't even seen you've only saw the first half hour.
I didn't even see the whole thing, but it's hilarious.
So
I'm gonna finish it up tonight.
I strongly recommend. There's so many great parts we didn't even talk about. Overall, I love it. Some parts didn't do it for me, but that's because I didn't get the jokes. But I'm gonna give this movie 9 out of 10. I loved it. I would strongly recommend. It's on HBO Go or HBO. I would strongly recommend it to anybody.
Absolutely.
Alex?
Just because I didn't see the whole thing yet, I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay.
Because it was entertaining for the time that I saw it, but I didn't get the whole story yet. So for me, it's an 8 out of 10. Ricky, you got 9 out of 10?
Yes, 8.5 out of 10, which is very good.
Better than Man of Steel. Anyway, let's talk about the trailers that all came out recently.
All right. Let's first off, we're very fast approaching Civil War. I know I talked about it last week, but Alex, what do you think about Civil War?
I don't care anymore. I really don't care.
All right.
I
mean, it's like one of the best superhero movies ever.
Yeah, but like every Avengers film that has come out since Phase 1 involves them fighting for 30 minutes. Whereas this one is just them fighting for 2 hours.
And then the ending is going to be, some new evil character comes in. We all got to join up to fight him.
All right,
look, Spider-Man's here. Whoop-de-doo.
All right, that I'll give you. That I agree with. That is probably definitely what's going to happen. I'm guessing. As I said last week, I'm dying to see this movie. I think what's great is that these are characters we care about, and that's something Man of Steel struggled with a little bit, character development. But
I hope we finally see a character that people care about in the MCU die permanently.
That's what I said. Yes, that is exactly right. Like in the trailers, they shot Rhodey, Don Cheadle, and
I don't want to see Don Cheadle dead. I want to see Hawkeye with his head on a platter. Just because.
Well, I just hope they kill people. Finally, get some balls and kill people off. Because
Imagine they kill Spider-Man in this one.
you haven't even seen 5 of the 6 Phase 2 films. You don't even
Nope.
know how
Stop
annoying.
caring.
You don't even know how annoying the resurrections are. But anyway, these are characters we care about, and I think that's a great thing going into it. I'm dying to see it. But Alex, let's talk about Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. Okay, so the 3rd trailer came out recently,
Yes,
and it is just as crazy as the second one,
it was so.
if not more.
They follow, like the second one, they follow the music. They edit to the music so, blatantly. It actually, in a good way. It actually gets really ballsy because you see, because I think as soon as like a wink of the eye, and you see like Harley Quinn wink and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's awesome trailer. The editing in the Suicide Squad trailers is so good.
My concern with the trailers is that they might be making themselves out to be like too much fun, and then the actual story ends up being a much more serious tone.
Yeah, I think maybe.
I know there was a rumor, and I don't even know if it's true anymore, that they had to do a bunch of reshoots because the executives from the studio said that the film wasn't as funny as the trailers made it out to be.
I think they later said that that's not the reason why they did reshoots. I think
Okay.
reshoots happen all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's just made a bigger deal. But
I mean, this movie's gonna make so much money.
oh god, yeah.
I still don't like Will Smith as Deadshot. I just
Really?
It's like Sylvester Stallone as Dredd. You get a big celebrity who's always supposed to be in a helmet, but their contract says you
true.
gotta have their face on camera.
I don't know the character Deadshot as well, so I'm waiting to see. Let's just real quick. Margaret Robbie, wow,
Oh,
she looks great.
fantastic.
But let's talk about real quick Jared Leto.
Ooh. This dude is absolutely nuts at this point. And every time I see him, even just in the trailers, I still get chills.
Oh
and
my
I've watched
God.
these trailers over and over and over again.
He looks so amazing, and if you gotta take the helm from Heath Ledger, this is the way to do it. Because his process, I hear, was even more crazy. Heath Ledger locked himself in a closet for a month.
In a hotel room for a month.
Yeah, and then Jared Leto, he's got so in the character and stayed there that he sent dead pigs and rats.
Yeah,
to,
so here's the story with
Yeah.
Jared Leto's turning into the Joker. So he says he read pretty much every comic, watched every film, every TV show, watched all Mark Hamill's performances, all Jack Nicholson's, all
Yeah,
the other ones.
yeah, Heath Ledger, yeah.
He said he watched all of it, he took what he could from it, and then he tossed it all out the window.
Yes.
He went so far, he sent a live rat to, what's her name?
Viola Davis.
Yes. He sent live ammunition to Will Smith. He
Yeah.
sent a dead pig to the entire cast.
All right. He looks amazing. I saw twice now. I've seen Dallas Buyers Club, which great movie by the way. But he won an Oscar for it. He plays a transgender character, and he is amazing. Needless to say, and he won an Oscar for that. And this one, he is the Joker now. He is. The Joker.
I think he will get an Oscar nod. I don't.
Oh,
think
God.
I don't think he'll get an Oscar for it.
I feel like people are just going to say, for the sake of saying it, oh, it's not as good as Heath Ledger. I think for that reason, because Heath Ledger won the Oscar, I think he's not going to get nominated. I pray to God he does. Don't get me wrong.
No, he'll get nominated.
I hope so. I
don't think he's gonna win because then it kind of sets a precedent for anyone who plays the Joker from here on out to get an Oscar.
Well, here's the one concern I have is that it's like a big franchise movie, so they might not nominate him. But God,
I do hope.
all the past Jokers have been nominated.
I do hope that Jared Leto's Joker stays the Joker for the entire DCEU.
Oh God, yeah, I hope so. I want to see. Ben Affleck was so amazing as Batman. I really want to see him and Jared Leto's Joker go head to head.
Toe to toe.
All right. Now let's finish off our first season by talking about the film I'm been waiting years for, and I'm dying to see Jason Bourne.
5. It's the 5th Bourne movie.
Technically, yeah. Well, we barely count the fourth one. The fourth one was terrible.
I'll count it.
You seen the fourth one with Jeremy Renner?
No. Anyway.
Don't see it. Well, we'll review them at some point in the show. But what do you think of the movie, Alex?
Okay, so from the trailer, I feel like they might be going a little bit too into the action than they did with the first 3, because the first 3 were very story-based. There was a lot of action in them, but it was never overwhelming and it never really lost you along the way.
What I love about the second and third films is that the action is actually the least interesting parts of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, in the originals, it was the action would just be, car chase to get away from the cops, gunfight in whatever building.
When-
In this one, I feel like he's charging through an entire city.
Well, it's a little unclear who's driving what,
Mm-hmm.
but let me just say they're really going for like a Force Awakens approach. We don't know what the story is.
Yeah.
Even the security,
We definitely know more than we did from the Force Awakens trailers about the story.
maybe, yeah, but the security team's kind of guessing why, like they're questioning why is he back, and we don't know. That's a great thing. Now, it's 12 years since Ultimatum. Born
12 years? Wow.
because that's how much time has passed in real life. Well, I'll explain. Well, no, in real because that was all set 2004.
Yeah.
Anyway, 12 years, born, and the only person he trusts in the world, Nikki, they come out of retirement for reasons unknown, and they're doing Bourne stuff. And let me just say, in my opinion, this film's directed by Paul Greengrass. He directed Supremacy and Ultimatum, the second and third films. I think the Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum are the two greatest action movies of all time.
Identity, I liked more. I liked it
All
more.
right, we'll talk about Bourne.
We'll dig into the whole series. next
Yeah,
season.
yeah. So now, 9 years later, they're back. It's been a while since I've been this excited for a movie, which is for me is really, really, really say something. Okay, let me just say I'm so pumped for Jason Bourne, July 29th. Such a diehard fan.
I cannot wait for Suicide Squad. I'm going to see it
Oh,
over
me
and over
too,
and
me
over
too.
again.
They come out a week apart. I'm so pumped for Jason Bourne.
I can't
No.
believe I'm saying this, Ricky. This is the end of season 1 of
MSV
MSV Movie
We
Mania.
we had a great first season.
Fantastic
Um,
first season.
Yeah, I had fun doing it. It was very good. Thanks for being a co-host, Alex.
I mean, we're going to be back next season, but whoever has watched all of these, thank you.
We had a great time doing it.
A lot of motivation from all the views we get.
Yeah.
I promise you, next season is going to be 10 times what we've done so far. Absolutely.
Though,
fantastic.
okay, careful with the
No,
problem.
we're going 10 times. We're going to be in suits every episode. Saying it
Okay.
now, Ricky.
I'm not saying season 2 is not going to be great. Just be careful with making promises. Yeah.
Suits.
Okay.
Every
No,
episode.
I do agree with Alex. So we're going to have a great second season. I'm looking forward to being back. Come back in the fall. And thanks for everything. We had a great time. 9 great episodes, and we had a lot of fun.
So, for MSV Movie Mania Season 1, I've been your host, Alex Blumacher.
Having host Ricky Costa, and have a great summer.
See you next year.